But yeah, I'm ready to start making videos again, and then this first one I'm going to release, it's going to be all of my settings inside Warzone, as well as something that's going to help me see things a little bit better, and I'll get into that. So the first thing, if you guys want to see like in depth of why all these things do, or so yeah, if you guys want to see like in depth of what all the settings I have exactly do, I'm gonna have a link into a guy who made a video about it. I forgot the name of the guy, but it'll be the first link. So a lot of these settings basically help me with FPS without making the game look terrible, and I really like using them. So I'm not gonna go too much into it. I may like say a little bit about each thing, but a lot of the things I'm just gonna say what it is. If you guys, like I said, want to see exactly what each thing does, then go check out that guy's video. So starting off with field of view, I have set to 110 with ADS field of view as affected. My brightness is at 60. That's like a good, middle ground for me. This I have disabled, but if you're on console, I would put this to either Neutronopia or Tritonopia and set the colorblind target to both. I have something else that helps me see a little bit better, and I'll get into that, like I said. Minimap shape is square, minimap rotation enabled. I have letters, text chat, all that. And then I have my FPS, you guys can't, it's top left corner. As well as server latency, just so I know like exactly if I'm lagging or not. Rest of this disabled, these two enabled. Now, display mode, I'll talk a little bit about this. The only time where it really has a difference in FPS is when it's in windowed mode. Otherwise, the full screen borderless, and full screen extended window all relatively do the same. So I like full screen borderless because I jump between like looking at Twitter and my streaming and recording stuff. It is what it is. Display monitor, I got it on my main monitor, I guess. That's my graphics card. Always set the render resolution to 100. This has a serious impact on FPS. So if you're okay with having not as crisp of a game, turn this down. And if you want it to be crisper, you turn this up. But 100 is like whatever your screen resolution is, like 1920 by 1080. 100 keeps that right up there. Automatic aspect ratio. Turn off VSync. Unlimited frame rate. NVIDIA highlights disabled. This NVIDIA reflex low latency enabled plus boost. I don't remember exactly what this does, but I just remember the guy talking about it in the video. Display gamma has nothing to do with anything, so just keep that whatever. Streaming quality normal. Texture resolution. Now you can put this to high, but there's not a big difference visually between the two. Low and very low is when it really starts to, you can really see a serious drop in quality. You actually save like 10 FPS or something like that between normal and high, so I have it turned on. A lot of these also will either A, help, or B, not reduce FPS, so I have these all set to high, enabled, all enabled, 64. And then this stuff is where it starts to kind of affect the FPS a little bit more. Shadow map resolution I have to set to low. Cache spot shadows and cache sun shadows I have both set to enabled. Particle lighting low. Ray tracing disabled. I don't think that my graphics card even allows for ray tracing, but this has a pretty serious impact for two reasons: the ray tracing itself, and it sets the SMA to T2x. Ray tracing itself increases or decreases by like 25 FPS, and then the SMA T2x decreases your FPS by like 15. So in total, you lose like 40 FPS, which is not good, obviously. But if you really want it to look super nice and your PC can handle it, go for it. I have it disabled because I'm trying to like boost my performance. Ambient occlusion disabled. The screen space reflection disabled. This is kind of like I guess the best way to explain it is Walmart reflections with lights. Film look strength, I have it set all the way down because I don't like it. I have this set to SMA 1x because if you go up one, it starts to really take effect on your FPS. But I don't like it when it's off because it's very like pixelated, and like when trees are really far away, they kind of look really bad. So I just have it to SMA 1x, so I still get a little bit of smoothing, but not where I lose a lot of FPS. Depth of field disabled. World motion blur, weapon motion blur, and filigrane all disabled. Dynamic resolution disabled. And then this doesn't matter if you have dynamic resolution disabled. Like I said, if you want to know what each thing does and exactly how much FPS you go up or down, the guy actually had 2 PCs. One that was like more of like a middle ground, and then his like top tier one. So definitely go check it out. But moving on to audio, I have it set to dynamic home theater. My headphones are really good, so I have to put the master volume all the way down, or they get really loud, I should say. Music off, dialogue volume set down a little bit because I don't want the characters yelling in my. I'd rather have either my teammates or listen to footsteps. Effects all the way up. I don't know exactly what effects do, but I have that turned all the way up. Juggernaut music disabled. There's no Juggernauts in the game at the moment, thank God, but I have it disabled. Hit marker sound effects, I set it to classic because I just like the classic sound. Make sure mono audio is disabled. Basically, if something is on your left side and you have mono audio enabled, you'll hear that sound coming through both headphones. You know, it takes the separate ones and combines it, right, to send to both. This is good if you're deaf in one ear, so that you just hear all the sound coming through both. But if both your ears are working fine, then disable it. That way you know if something's on your left side or your right side. Voice chat enabled, obviously. You know, all this is just how I talk to people. I set my voice chat kind of low because, like I said, my headphones are pretty decent. So people talk, I don't want it to be super loud. I'd rather hear footsteps over them. So 36 is like a good middle ground for me. My microphone just set to 100. That's, I think, the default. Make sure you have no effect on your voice chat. It'll make your mic sound different if you have this with an effect. War tracks as passenger. Like I said, I'd rather hear people and gunshots rather than the war tracks. War tracks are good, but I just would rather listen to, you know, what I was saying. And then sometimes when I hop into a vehicle, I gotta go back and like try and find all the war tracks I have enabled and just disable them all. But I have it set to 50 just so it doesn't blast my headphones really loud. I'm actually just turn these down. I'll do that now. There we go. Alright, now onto controller settings. So I play with tactical so that I crouch with my right stick and then I punch with circle. Or if you have an Xbox controller, that would be not X but B, I think. I don't know. Stick layout default, invert look, disabled. Now if you enable this, I've been told that you basically just track how the gun works. Like let's say it goes like up and to the right. Then you would just track that with your thumb if you had invert look, but I like pulling down on the stick. It's easier for me. Dead zone is 0.05. The way you get your dead zone is you open up your map, turn it all the way down, and then it'll automatically drift because all analogs do. And then you slowly increase this until the stick stops drifting, and then that is what your dead zone should be. Some people play with a higher dead zone, which I don't understand, but hey, more power to them. I like my sensitivity at 9. This allows me to still turn around fast enough if I get shot 9 times out of 10. If I get absolutely lasered, then I have no chance. But 9's pretty good for me. And then 1.0, aim response curve type. I have it set to dynamic. I don't know exactly what this does, but I like it like this. And I have a controller vibration disabled. Aim assist standard. Scale aim assist with FOV is enabled. This is only a PC setting because otherwise, I wish they just had an FOV slider on console. That would just make life so much easier. Weapon mount activation, ADS plus melee. Weapon mount movement exit is enabled, and then ADS behavior hold, equipment behavior hold. I think those are all default. Use and reload behavior. Make sure you guys put this to contextual tap. Otherwise, you'll be. Just trust me, it's better. Depleted ammo weapon switch, I've set to enabled. So basically, if you run completely out of ammo to where you can't reload, then it'll switch your weapon for you. Armor plate behavior, apply all. This is key because when you're applying plates, you want to keep applying them, and then if you want to drop something while applying plates, you can't if you have this to apply one, but you can if you have it to apply all. It's very like situational, and then you can cancel this but just by hitting triangle or Y again, or whatever the plate button is on mouse and keyboard. But that's why I have it set to that. Slide behavior tap, because I tend to slide cancel a lot. So if you're playing at a faster pace, you want to have this enabled instantly. Auto move forward disabled, automatic sprint disabled. Some people play with automatic tactical sprint that just like tap it once, or is it automatically tactical sprint? Okay, it's good to keep note of that, but I just have this disabled because I like knowing exactly when I sprint and when I just want to like walk, you know? Vehicle camera recenter enabled. This is just ease of access. Parachute auto deploy, ease of access, all enabled. Yeah, keyboard and mouse, obviously nothing. All right, so now the setting that helps me the most is from NVIDIA's GeForce Experience. If you don't have this, then you're SOL and then put on one of the colorblind things. But if you do, these game filters actually help a lot. So this is what the default looks like. And then I think Iceman Isaac, he had a video explaining like the stuff that he likes. And then this is how he has it. Now this is a little too, not only dark, but a little bit too sharp for me personally. So I kind of customized it. I got this. This is pretty good. So basically you add some filters. You want details, color, and brightness and contrast. For details, I have 20, negative 42, 47, and 6 going down the list. If you want a more in-depth stuff, I'm not going to explain exactly what all these do. But you can go watch this video. I'll try and find that one as well and put it in the description as well. For color, I have tint color at 30%, intensity 30%, temperature 18.6, and vibrance 40.7. And then brightness and contrast, exposure 0, 31, 67, 9, and 15 respectively. I'm pretty sure that these matter which order they're in. Yeah, so like the brightness goes down a little bit when it's down, so make sure the brightness and contrast is at the top, colors in the middle, and details is at the bottom. Otherwise, I think it changes it slightly. If not, whatever. I got nothing on there. Yeah, this is like a pretty big difference. It definitely allows the game to be more vibrant. It really helps when those people are in those dark areas. I don't know exactly what I have for like my monitor settings, but and yeah, that's all my settings. I think next video I'm gonna go over a couple class guides, but yeah, that's that's it from me. If you have any questions, please be sure to put them down in the comment section. I also will be streaming live on Twitch for now. I may switch over onto YouTube eventually, but if you guys just want, just follow me on Twitter. I'll explain everything on there. Yeah, all the links will be down in the description, like I said 100 times. But that's going to be it for me. Hope you guys enjoyed. Have a nice day, and peace out.